silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
Number 1. We haven't seen the last of Sarah Boone. She might be locked up in prison, but she's going to be writing letters and she will make her way back into the courtroom. That's my opening statement.
Hello. That is her opening statement, and that is her prediction for 2025 for Sarah Boone. How have you guys been? I'm going to start this out by saying the opinions in this channel are just that, opinions, and they are mine. Decide your opinions for yourself. I encourage you not to reach out to the inmates or friends of inmates or family, for that matter, that we speak about on this panel. Without further ado, I have kept you guys waiting long enough. The last time we were together, we were going over Sarah Boone's inmate behavior notes, and we had not gotten past 11:05 of 5:27 a.m. and that is where we're going to pick up. It looks like we have just a few pages to go over, so I am excited to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I want to say especially thank you to all of the new members for joining the Guardians of Firelight. You have my gratitude and thank you. All right, without further ado, let's move on. Okay, 11:10 of 2024. Informational purposes only. She's still refusing breakfast trays before Thanksgiving of this last year. Officer contact note on 11/11/2024 at 2:34 a.m. All inmates were made aware of the dorm rules and expectations upon my arrival to shift, to include the proper way of laying in the bunk area, which is head to foot. While conducting a visual inspection, inmate Boone was observed laying in the wrong direction on multiple occasions and was told more than once to correct it. Negative earned. Lay right in your bunk. Sarah, do what you told. 11/14/2024, informational purposes only. Refuse breakfast tray. 11:15, refuse breakfast as well. 11:15, 2:40 p.m. On today, 11:15, 2:40 p.m. by Ebony Veal. On today, 11/15/2024, I made an announcement to B Dorm for all life skills program inmates to come down to the office desk and see me for their homework packets. I noticed inmate Boone, whom is not currently enrolled in the life skills program, I'm sorry, trying to skip the line to put in an inmate request verbally. Excuse me. I directed inmate Boone to put in an inmate request form the proper way via electronic request or paper inmate request form. She got mad and stormed off to her bunk. Officer Navarez witnessed inmate Boone's behavior. I also informed the sergeant on duty to advise all inmates to fill out inmate request forms properly in order for program staff to keep a paper trail for our records, informational purposes only. 11:24, refuse breakfast. 11/26/2024, at 11:54 a.m., Vanessa Richmond. I advised all the inmates that B dorm will be on lockdown per Sergeant Orts. Is that supposed to be Ortiz? Maybe? While conducting showers by bunk number, inmate Boone approached the desk and stated in a demanding tone, I would like to why we are locked down. So maybe she said, I'd like to know why we are locked down. I don't know. I would like to why we are locked down. I told inmate Boone that the dorm is on lockdown and returned to her bed. Inmate Boone, again in a demanding tone, stated, I want to know why we are on lockdown. I gave inmate Boone a directive to return to her bed. She did not comply. I gave her a second verbal order to report to her bed and lower her tone. She compelled. A few seconds later, I observed inmate Boone on the kiosk. I gave her a verbal order to return to her bed. She stated, I'm checking the time. Walked to her bed. I gave inmate Boone a directive order. If she continues to get off her bed and speak in a demanding tone, further disciplinary action will be taken. This girl has lost her mind. 11/29/2024 at 4:20 p.m. Inmate Boone inquired about an art book that was delivered to property on 11/25/2024. Based on IMS, there are no entries for that date. Property staff Rosa was contacted and was unable to locate the item. She suggested that the inmate contact property on the rotation in which staff signed for them. 11/30/2024, 1:34 a.m. Now, what day was Thanksgiving this year? This past year? Let me go back. I know it was the 20 something. I think it may have been the 28th. Might have been the 28th. I'm not sure. Let me see. What day was Thanksgiving? 2024. Thursday, November 28th. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, so we've already gone through the Thanksgiving here. The 26th. So she managed to mind her business for one day. All right, 11/30/2024 at 1:34 a.m. Denaya Bradford. What a pretty name. Inmate Boone is receiving this negative for continuously arguing with inmate Benson Samantha in the bunk area. After being asked to cease the noise, inmate Boone continued threatening inmate Benson. All inmates were given dorm expectations at the beginning of shift. Inmates were informed that if they could not follow directions, they would face discipline. It should be noted that other inmates have informed me that inmate Boone and her friends are trying to get inmate Benson in trouble purposely so she can be moved. Inmate Boone had the opportunity to move to a different bunk, but she refused. Inmate Boone was counseled about this issue. Corporal McCullen has been notified of the situation. Negative earned. 12/5 of 2024, 9:39 p.m. Judith Sansurin. Sansurin. It's a pretty name, too. During the first half cell inspection, inmate Boone became argumentative with staff. It was explained to her that there were staffing limitations affecting day room time. Despite multiple orders to stop, she continued to disrupt the dorm by yelling at staff. She was counseled about her behavior and informed that it would not be tolerated. As a result, she will be receiving a negative on her notebook. Negative earned. 12/6 refused breakfast. 12/6/2024 at 3:51 p.m. informational purposes. Inmate Boone was relocated to cell K12 due to inmates complaining about not getting her right. Due to inmates complaining about not getting her right for her 1 hour out cell time during the night by Corporal Dampat approval. About inmate complaining about not getting her right to her out of cell time. Okay, that makes sense. 12/8/2024, inmate refused breakfast. Nobody gets up at 4:59 in the morning on purpose. 12/9 refused breakfast. 12/14, 12/15 as well. 12/16, 12/19, and 12/20. 12/24, Christmas Eve, she refused breakfast, and 12/29. And that is where that ends. But fret not. I'm going to stop the screen there. Come over here and see what else is available because the email contained a few different things. So let me pull that up and let me see if there's anything that I want to share with you guys. The visitation list is not redacted. Most of the people that came to see her were, as far as the visitation was concerned, is either Brian via video or her son. And then they're on the video visitation list. Let's see, this is redacted. Let's bring this up and see what this is together. So we've got our inmate notes done. Get rid of those and put those to the side here. If anybody wants to catch those, there is a Discord, as the gavel drops Discord, and I will put that in the description box so that you can go over and get your very own documents at any point in time. The ones that have been FOIA'd, a lot of creators will put their documents there to share that. So it's a pretty good community. All right, this looks like visitation activity report starting 1/1/24 to 11/24/24. These are visitations, visitation site. An attorney at 4:06 p.m. on 1/3 of 2024 came to see her. On 2/4 of 2024, she had a scheduled visitation with a Jody, a professional scheduled visitation, and this was a no-show. 2/5 of 2024, she had a professional visitation scheduled with Jody at 10:19 in the morning. 3:30 p.m. Jody again was a no-show. The day after Valentine's Day, Jody again was a no-show. Guys in the comments if you know who this is, who this professional internet video visit person is. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm curious. Professional. Okay. Professional visit. Professional. Is that maybe a counselor? Maybe a therapist session? Do they do that in internet video visits there, or do they do that in person? That's interesting to note. At home professional is all it is. At home professional. Looks like she had 12:30 p.m. on 2/25 an internet video visit with two friends. They have redacted her son's name, of course, and this is Brian. That was her ex-husband, or in the process of litigation right now for her alimony and spousal support and child support, I believe. Ex-spouse. Internet video visit, 1:25 p.m. that day. It looks like 12 p.m. on 3/24, so she didn't get very many video visits between February and March, did she? Those were friends of hers. Patricia Cashman, that was an attorney, in April the 4th. Patricia Cashman again. And then on 4/6, looks like Brian called again. Well, she called Brian. 4/10, Ashley was supposed to call, and then she was a no-show. That was a friend of hers. Internet video visit. 4:20, Brian and her son, internet video visit. It looks like she had two visits scheduled on 4/21 with friends. One showed and one did not show. I'd hate to have a visit scheduled with a friend of mine and have them not show. I think I'd probably be disappointed. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be in prison, or in local jails for that matter. Status completed. Sarah Boone internet video visit with Patricia Cashman on 4/26. 4/28. I think we recognize this name, don't we? Cristina Pena? Friend? Do we recognize this name? Is this the young lady that testified as her friend in court? That was her either cellmate or dorm mate or bunkmate or of that nature. So that was 4/28/2024. Cristina Pena, friend. Visitation time 5/6/2024. Friend Cristina Pena was a no-show. Oh no, they didn't get to talk. 5/12/2024. Brian Boone. 5:20. A friend Cristina Pena at 9:47 in the morning. Wishing you good luck today, Sarah. Oh, 5:29, also at 9:47 in the morning. Internet video visit. Attorney visit for Patricia Cashman at 6/4/2024. Internet video visit. 6/4/2024. Two friend visits. One showed and one did not. One was a no-show. 6/15/2024. Video visit by Cristina Pena. 9:46 a.m. Oh, she's an early riser too. I get Sarah's getting up to get those calls. It's surprising she's not usually up before noon. So 7/4/2024 was a professional visit with Jody again. At home professional. 7/4/2024, Cristina Pena, friend, 7:49 p.m. 7/11/2024, she had two friends call her at 7:05 p.m. 7/18/2024, Christina was a no-show for their visit. 7/22, Christina showed 9:47 again, 9:47 a.m. That's kind of like a 10 o'clock visit, maybe 10 to 10:15. So they're 15 minutes, a piece. It says visitation time, 10 o'clock to 10:15. So they're getting their full 15 minutes in the last couple of visits here. Jody, professional, that was 8/4/2024. So they only talked about 5 minutes. This is a friend. Sarah was a no-show for their visit. Looks like that was just a friend. This is a friend. Sarah was also a no-show again for their visit on 8/12. So just a week later, she was still a no-show. Visitation time on 8/20. Cristina Pena, she was a no-show that day. Friends visits for 8/25/2024. They were both no-shows on that day. My goodness, Sarah. Visitation 8/26/2024 at noon. Friend, this is 12 to 12:45 visitation time. So maybe they called in, let's see, 15 minutes and then had two more 15-minute calls after that. 9/2/2024, Cristina Pena was a no-show on their visit. And on 9/15/2024 at 9:54 a.m., she had a visit with two friends that lasted about 15 minutes. 9/23/2024, Cristina Pena was a no-show for their visit. Visitation 9/29/2024 from 7 o'clock to 7:45 p.m. Clergy, Ramon Gomez. 10/11 of 2024, Christina was supposed to visit with Sarah, but she was a no-show. 10/20/2024, Christina and Sarah talked for 4 minutes. 10/21/2024, she spoke to the clergy again for 2 minutes. Ramon Gomez. 10/26/2024, 1 minute with the clergy. What in the heck can you say in 1 minute? Oh, okay. Now they get some time in over here. So 10/28/2024, she spoke with Ramon Gomez, clergy, for about a couple of different phone calls, 45 minutes probably. 10/28 at 9 p.m., Brian Boone was a no-show. 11/5 of 2024, she spoke with the clergy again for another 45 minutes. On-site visit for this one. On-site visit for this one as well. That's why it's 45 minutes. Okay. Duh. The one that was 40 at-home visit. At-home visit. What was the one that was 45 minutes here? On-site visit. Okay, so do you? I'm. Deductive reasoning says you get like 45 minutes to visit in person. I guess maybe somebody could clarify that for me in the comments section. That'd be lovely. 10/28/2024. Yeah, we see on-site visit for the 45 minutes. Okay. No show for the ex-spouse. 1 to 1:45 on-site visit for the clergy. And 11/5/2024. 11/11/2024. 9 o'clock to 9:45 p.m. on-site visit. 11/19/2024. Visit with a friend at home. So 15-minute phone call. Internet video visit. 11/22. About a 45-minute visit, an on-site visit with the clergy. Ramon Gomez. And that's what we have for that. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, it gives us a little bit of insight to what she was doing during those days. Just a little bit of here and there's. All right, I'm going to check one more thing here and I'll share with you. And then I'm going to go for the day. I do have a couple of other things. I have her commissary list that I want to go over and a couple of the inmate behavior notes that we went over. There is actually a page out there that tells what happened, the action that they took after they put in the negative behavior, and if there was any type of an adverse action or anything that happened afterwards. So I definitely want to share that. I've also seen on a couple of different pages that there's a book, basically a inmate book that you're supposed to kind of read over while you're waiting to transition housing from the county jail to your forever prison home during your appeals and whatnot. And so there's a transition period, and so they give you a book to read on that transition period. There were 2 different channels that I saw that went over that, and I want to go over that with you guys because I think it would be amazing to do that with you. Let's see. So we went over all of her redactions. It was redacted on her visitation activity report. So everybody knows when you put in a FOIA, sometimes your name is going to be put out there in the public. So I was happy to have the redactions on that for the son. I think his name's been put out here enough. The other thing that I have is a complete visitation list. It is not redacted, so I don't feel comfortable bringing that up, but it does show quite a few pages on when James Owen started to go and see her. It's not that it's not, a lot of it on here is an attorney visit. I probably don't need to redact it, but I'm going to look over it just to make sure. But it does show that there were many times that she was being interviewed, and by whom. And I don't know if these are interviews through like news media or interviews for, news websites and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a little bit more investigation before I put that out there. But I do have that from 2/26 of 2020 all the way to 11/1 of 2024 when they did, it says reason for visit interview. So I definitely want to look that over, get a little bit more solid foundation on the reasons that is here before I put it out. And then, yeah, like I said, the investigation report, the inmate notes we've gone over, we have her commissary details, and then we have a couple of other spreadsheets that came across through the email that I want to go over with you guys that I'm not sure what it is yet. I just want to make sure that I'm not already putting somebody who has, kind of relieved themselves from this case or step back from it and putting their names out there and doxing everybody. So it's going to be really short today, but I am so excited to be back under the umbrella of Sarah Boone long enough to get all of this information out to you guys and talk about what happens between here and prison. And I will be doing another video shortly, but I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for coming back and seeing me. Thank you for all of the support and all of the guardians and the memberships that I have gotten. And I just, a profound thank you and appreciation to all of you. And as always, thank you for hanging with Hio. I'm going to do my little thank you and then I'm going to go out. And I will see you all soon.
oh.